We are vastly superior to humans. You know it to be true, so do not resist us. Coming to you live by a tape-delayed basis by means of digital distribution. This is Extreme Hardcore Nerds. Here are your hosts.
And we are back, and it is that time where we talk reviews. So,
what was that blonde thing that you just did?
We're not discussing the things that I do off the show because, yeah. So, reviews. 4 games this week. The holiday season is pretty much wrapping up. I mean, really the only games we have left is if you review Skyward Sword.
Possibly.
And I know we've already had a request for it, and yes, Josh, I will do it. WWE 12.
Thank you. Hey, Josh, thank you very much, by the way. I really do appreciate you getting after Andy a little bit.
Oh, about the Skyward, or the Zelda. And
no, about Andy keep on bashing Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I do have to thank Josh too for not tweeting that at 3 o'clock in the morning and waking my ass up as my phone goes up summoning phone goes off summoning the Dragon Zord, and I just sit up yelling it's morphing time. So I do appreciate that. Anyway, so reviews for this week. First up on the chopping block, we have Need for Speed The Run. EA's latest edition, running off of the new Frostbite 2 engine, looks absolutely gorgeous. Yeah.
Wow. That is a strong intro into that. Silence.
So, the story is you owe the mob a lot of money, and you have an ex-girlfriend who is now a friend that sponsors you in basically the Cannonball Run. It is a coast-to-coast race, and you've got to get from San Francisco to New York first.
Racing game actually has a story?
Yep.
Yeah.
What the crap?
One thing I will address right off the bat, and it was a big concern of yours right away, was that there are some elements of the story where they're basically quick time events to advance the story a little and kind of add a little bit of drama and stuff like that. There's a total of 4 from what I counted. 1 when you're trying to save your own ass right at the beginning of the game. 1 in Las Vegas when you get busted by the cops. 1 in Chicago when you're trying to outrun the cops. And 1 on the outskirts of Chicago when you get wrecked by the mob guys and you're basically turned upside down and you're trying to get out of your car before it's hit by a train. There are your 4 moments. As far as the racing goes, it's not too bad. I mean, the mechanics are there. It feels fun. It feels like a typical Need for Speed game. Now, with that having been said, one big knock that's always been on the Need for Speed games is the rubber banding issue.
What? Sorry.
Horrible in this game. I mean, it's one of those that you could have an 8-second lead. I mean, just start a race, blow by everybody, basically live off your nitrous the whole time, and you'll be within a couple miles of the finish for that particular segment of the course, and all of a sudden the time thing will just start, and they'll be right back on you. So but here's the part I love about that is they do the exact opposite unless you have a close race going on. If you're close to the finish line, it's like the guys give up if you're within the last mile, because all of a sudden it'll just be like I may have a 2-second lead, and then the next thing I know I'm crossing the finish line and I have a 10-second lead. So it really depends on how well or how bad you're kicking ass. Collision mechanics, again, Need for Speed, you get car damage. It's not like Gran Turismo where If you use your fender to roll someone, you know, you're not going to be able to turn as well anymore. Each car has its own. I mean, the car handling is very specific for each car. I mean, each one has it's either easy handling, normal. You can do challenging. You know, front wheel, rear wheel. You know, how much horsepower you have, all that stuff, depending on what car you take. I found myself driving a lot of BMWs and a lot of Porsches. Mm-hmm. So, especially through the entire mountain sequence, I flipped back to the BMW because it had the easier handling. And I'm driving on ice, and yet I'm cruising at 140 miles an hour, and I'm not even thinking about twisting that wheel one way or the other. No spin outs, nothing. There's basically 4 kinds of races that you run during the career mode. Gaining a certain number of positions, trying to basically you have a certain set of time and you're just racing for the sake of trying to get out of a certain area or a certain town. You have the time trials, certain checkpoints within a certain amount of time, and then last but not least, you have the challenge ones where you are pitted against a specific person, and you are and you know, and your objective is just to beat that person. Now, without giving anything away, the challenge ones are kind of okay. Although a lot of those turn into just big hot pursuit ones, and you have the cops getting in your way and things like that. And then we go back to the rubber banding issue. No spoilers here, but at the end of the game, because it's a story mode, I'm racing the final guy. I had a 15-second lead on him, and all of a sudden we go to a cut screen, and he's right beside me shooting me. Because I crashed him right into a barrier, and I just took off. So the storyline wasn't that great.
It interferes with your play.
Yeah, just at the ending. Otherwise, I mean, they do have the typical, you know, just the challenge maps where you can do the time trials, where you can do, you know, how fast can you get through a certain segment, things like that. And one nice thing, especially with the autolog system that they brought back from Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, is that it tracks all your times and how fast you went through certain segments and everything, and it ranks you against all your friends. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden I could turn on my PS3, see, ooh, Stefan raced this course and he beat me by like 3 seconds. Would you like to challenge him? And you know, and you guys can keep racing back and forth. You know, see who the top dog is.
Geometry Wars.
It's basically
because you know Stefan really plays those racing games.
Oh, I know.
I did. I played Need for Speed quite a bit.
Yeah.
Check my roster. It's the second game I got.
A lot of the maps though are really short. I mean, only like, I think the longest one I was in was like an 8-mile segment, but a majority, I mean, when you're going at 150, 160 miles an hour, it doesn't take very long to go 8 miles. So, kind of short there. If you really like Need for Speed and stuff like that, as far as like maybe the online play, you might have fun with this. If you were looking for just, you know,
racing game?
Just a story kind of racing game, you know, that's a little bit different from your Gran Turismos and your Forzas, I beat the whole game within 6 hours.
Yeah. Yay! Good job, Andy. You beat the game.
So, all in all, I would say I would give this one a 7. I mean, it's worth a rent. It's worth playing, especially if you like the Need for Speed franchise. There's a lot of stuff there that, you know, it's classic Need for Speed stuff. But
there's a lot of stuff that it seems like they can improve on. Yeah.
I mean, I would like to see more, maybe a little more variety in cars or a little more customization capabilities.
Yeah, I was going to ask how much of the customization was there.
You can change paint color.
That's it?
That's about it.
Wow, they cut that down a lot.
That's all I was able to do in story mode, is that I just changed paint. And then 2, it's one of those that, I mean, if you're looking for short race stuff, this would probably be the way. It's not going to be, like I said, like a Gran Turismo or Forza where you have this big open map and you can just go to a different race, you know. So, I mean, I enjoyed it, but it definitely felt lacking and felt like it needed something more. So, it's a 7 for me.
Okay.
So, there you go. Need for Speed the Run. Definitely, it's a rental. It's okay.
Game
So,
1 done.
yep.
All right then. Next up.
Next head on the chopping block.
Assassin's Creed Revelations.
That guy.
Am I starting now?
By all means.
Okay. Okay, so it's Assassin's Creed Revelations. It's the third installment. Well, you can say fourth
It's
installment,
third installment,
but it's third installment of NCO's arc. And thank goodness, no offense, NCO, it's the last installment of the NCO arc. It takes place literally, basically right after the end of Brotherhood. And whoever doesn't want to hear this, mute it right now, but I'm saying it's spoiler.
Spoilers!
Okay?
Spoilers!
Spoiler. And Andy, do
Spoilers?
your wave thing on spoilers or whatever. End of Brotherhood. You find the Apple of Eden as Desmond of where they hid it. Okay? Then this, I don't know, what do you call it, like this deity or whatever, comes out, and
Sarah,
it's
is her name?
apparently the bad deity, because there's 3 deities, 2 are good, 1 is bad, takes control of you, and you, as Desmond, stabs Lucy. And then, basically, Lucy is just bleeding out, and Desmond goes into a coma. Okay? The only possible
First person you
the only
saw.
possible
Coma.
way that you can keep Desmond alive is to hook him up to the Animus, and that's how he stays alive for the time being. While in the Animus, you are in the Animus Island, so you're between crossroads and all that. You finally meet Subject 16. You get his real name, which is Clay, whatever the hell his last name is, and apparently he's going to try to help you get out of your little coma state, let's say. And if you just stay in there, you hear the people in the background or whatever talking. You get to meet Desmond's dad, who talks to Rebecca and Sean, and you find out that Lucy actually did die, or technically did die, because she had a funeral, but we don't know yet because there's 2 other deities which you don't know about until the end of the game. And so basically you just go, you do all your sequences, you basically play as NCO. But what NCO is doing is, he found Altair's tomb, but there's 4 keys that you need to get to open up Altair's tomb. And that's why you went to Constantinople, or I can't say that, I'll just say Istanbul. You go there to...
Constantinople.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll just say
Constantinople,
Turkey or whatever.
Guys.
You go there to get the keys for Altair's tombs, and that's basically what the story is.
You're a terrible human being.
I played right now officially, or what Rapture is saying, 16 hours of the game. There's 9 sequences, and I'm only on 7. So it feels like right away, it feels really, really short, really just like what the crap is going on, because I didn't even know what sequence I was until the end of, like, until 1 o'clock this morning when I was still playing it. It feels really confusing of where you are in the game, kind of stuff like that. Doesn't go, I want to say, it just feels mumble-jumbled.
So the pacing is off.
Yeah, the pacing's kind of a little off. What I do like, though, is there is 100 Animus packets, and there's 10 book things that you gotta find. If you collect all 10 book things, you get a free, a tomb unlocks, and a secret tomb unlocks, and then you can go in there, you can get an achievement, and you can get, like, you can get special armor and a special sword. If you collect 100 of the Animus packets, you get special armor, and you unlock 5 secret of Desmond's journeys, which are secret missions that Desmond only gets to play. And what those are is they're puzzle games basically, but they also talk about what happened to Desmond before the first Assassin's Creed, going up to when he escaped. The when he escaped at the beginning of Assassin's Creed 2. That's what it goes. It just talks a lot about it. So it feels like the pace is off a little bit. They do have a lot more armor. The concepts are still there. There's a lot of mini games there. There's den defense, which if your radar or if your warning or whatever being assassin is all the way up, the Templars will attack one of your dens, which you get from like taking away their towers, and you got to run there and make sure they don't capture it, which you go into a small little mini game. That's something new.
Tower defense, isn't it?
You also what?
Is it more of a tower defense?
It's basically like playing the game of tower defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what else? And you can also recruit as many assassins now you want to, and the level up there is actually 15. And if you level each assassin up to 15, like 7 of them, you also get another achievement. The huge thing what they're emphasizing a lot during E3 a lot. Am I echoing?
No.
Okay, it feels like in my ears. The huge thing that they're emphasizing in E3 was the bomb making. Okay, I can understand why people say that the menu system of the bomb making is really confusing. I didn't really find it confusing for some odd reason. It wasn't saying what's straightforward, which everything was, but you can find the ingredients from looting bodies, from looting chests, from quests and all that. So it wasn't really hard to find the ingredients for the bombs, and you can make, I think, a total of 60 different kind of bombs, which is really, really interesting too, because everything has a different category to it. So it's really a cool and interesting aspect. You also have the hook blade, which helps you jump longer distances and glide off of what were those called again, Stefan?
Oh, the hook,
hook blade.
The zip lines?
The zip lines?
Yeah, it's zip lines.
Okay.
So it helps your assassin move a lot easier. So that's the new concepts of it. Also new weapon, armor, and counterattacks. Let's say, multiplayer. Stefan heard me when I was on a party chat with him.
Oh, that's funny.
I hate that.
Okay.
And that's the nice way of saying it. Okay, what was it, Stefan? I'm in a training mode, okay? And I already know how to do multiplayer. I'm in a training mode. I hit the pause button. I have a resume and just resume, okay?
Resume.
And there's the A and B button. A is okay to hit resume, and B is cancel to go back to play the training mode. And I'm like, okay, if I hit okay, I'm still going to play the training mode. If I hit cancel, I'm still going to play the training mode. Okay, your menu system is really, really bad. I don't want to play the training mode. No. It's horrible. It's just horrible. I don't like it at all. But yeah, I just don't like it. Single player is where it's at. Like I said, I put 16 hours so far into the game, what it shows. I'm only on sequence or chapter 7 out of 9 chapters. So, like in the beginning, it felt like a DLC. It finally picked up to actually feel like a game into, I want to say, chapter 5, chapter 6, because you finally got to meet more characters. You finally got to see them develop. But right away, if you endure it, you'll be happy later on. But no offense, this feels like it could have been part of Brotherhood or this could have been like a $40 game, not a $60 game. I'm disappointed, but I'm also quite happy that it's emphasizing a little bit. Maybe, hopefully, the next Assassin's Creed will go into London, and stuff like that. And you do get flashbacks as Altair too. I forgot to say that you do get flashbacks as Altair, so you get to play as Altair also. But there's only 4 flashbacks. I really hope they've been kind of emphasizing London area, and when you the Mediterranean defense or whatever, when you get to put your assassins into going into missions and all that, it is roughly around the London area too. So hopefully the next Assassin's Creed will be in London, but they won't say anything. Overall, I'm going to give this game. I don't want to say it, but probably a 7.5 to 8. It's not the greatest Assassin's Creed. It's better than Assassin's Creed 1, but it's not as good as Brotherhood or Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah. I'm just going to comment on that, but as I heard him, as we talked and discussed while we were playing, it sounded like he was having issues with the menu system, and that's been, I think, a general consensus for a lot of the reviewers and other players, that it's just very convoluted and messed up.
Yeah, I heard don't even bother trying to make bombs.
And the bomb making isn't that bad. That's the thing. I don't understand why people are having difficulties with the bomb. Like,
I don't think
when you're making the bomb, it doesn't say, okay, this is the bomb that you're making, this is what it does. No, it's mostly experimenting. And after you unlock that bomb, what it is, and then it will tell you.
Yeah,
okay?
I think
but you got to find it, and you got to unlock it, and you got to craft it first.
Well, the thing that I think a lot of people are having an issue with is not the fact of making the bombs, it's just the actual use and function of them.
Hit the Y button.
The issue is
it's not that hard.
You can only carry, you have 60 bombs, but you can only carry
15.
So many and certain ones on you at a time.
You only can carry 5 of each kind.
Yeah.
But you can carry 15.
You can carry 15 bombs, you can only carry 5 different kinds of bombs. So that's the problem that a lot of people are having, is that the whole issue is you'd never really have a point of knowing what you're going to face. So since having so many different types and doing different things, you don't know what to take with you. So the very point in making them and using them is kind of moot.
So like,
you can't have them for every situation.
Like, if I know I'm going into a big battle, I can only take like 5 grenade bombs with me.
Yeah.
And
you can take, if you're going into a big battle, you can take, there's 5 lethal bombs, there's 5 distraction bombs, and there's 5 tactical bombs. So technically, you can carry 15 bombs with you.
Yeah, but the thing is that usually from mission to mission, you don't know what is considered a big mission.
Okay.
Because Assassin's Creed plays on that very factor of every time you do something, you don't know how big the scale is going to be. Something could be, they could bring it up as this huge thing, and it could
let's
be,
say
you're chasing a guy down and
you are attacking 2 people, and a squad of guards patrol that area. They see you, they come and attack you, and then another squad of guards patrol that area, they come attack you. Instead of attacking 2 people, you can be attacking 15 people at once.
Yeah.
So it gets, but basically what they emphasized in the strategy guide was cherry bombs, smoke bombs, and the Pyrus bombs.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 main bombs that would be the best, because the Pyrus bombs can make crowds of people push and bump and ride around the guards. Smoke bombs can make you invisible, finding the guards easier and just doing a random hidden blade attack. And cherry bombs will take out big guards, or will distract the guards from their posts and have them go check stuff out. That's what the 3 main bombs that they want you to check out, or want you to always try to make.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of in that factor of, the last game, you had 2 or 3 different kinds of bombs, and it's like, you really could have just given me those 2 or 3 different kinds of bombs again, and it really wouldn't have mattered me making my own special ones.
Okay.
That's the real thing. Because I think I don't know how, you've played pretty far, but I don't know how many missions there are. There are a few. There are some specifics to actually having to use them. But past that, you can pretty much do most of the missions without them.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, Basically, I haven't really used that many bombs.
Yeah.
In all honesty,
That's
like
the problem.
on full
isn't there.
synchronization, sometimes they do call for bombs. Like if you want to do full synchronization, one of them is distract 2 guards with a bomb. So I threw a bomb to the side. The guards got distracted, left their post, and I got the sneak by.
Yeah.
So on full synchronization, they do sometimes ask for it, or on one of the hidden temple tombs, or whatever you want to call it, ask for use a cherry bomb on one of the guards. So yes, to get full synchronization, yes, you got to do that. But other than that, I have not really used that many bombs.
And that's the thing. It's just like
it just feels like a random add-on that wasn't needed.
Are you ever going to use it? Probably
not. I mean, the full synchronization I could care less about.
Yeah. So it's just an added feature that really has little weight to it.
It feels like an add-on that just wasn't really needed.
I mean, I might sneak around a little bit, but if there's a temple, I need to get in there. Okay, I'm drawing my sword and I'm walking right through the front door.
So,
yeah, basically. So, or you can just and they still have those 3 factions of your courtesans or Romanians, they call it now, because they got a lawsuit or something really big actually happened there, and they can't really use the word courtesan anymore. They only can use the Romanian. The Thieves Guild is back and the Mercenary Guild is back, so you can also hire them and use them. And the same concept is when you're over in Brotherhood on Rome to buy your stuff and get income like that, that is also back.
Okay.
I heard one that they fixed it, but then I heard another
it's really easy to get
make massive amounts of money, so there's little to no use of why you will never be able to buy anything.
Okay.
So,
yeah, that definitely seemed with Brotherhood is once I actually started my income going, it was
too difficult. It was difficult just to spend it all.
Yeah. I was.
Yeah, this one is actually pretty difficult to keep enough money.
Okay.
Because I've got like all the blacksmiths and stuff like bought, but I have not bought any of the statues or anything like that because they cost so much money, and because of all the new weapons too that you want to buy, that you want to purchase also, it's an overflow. So it's really, really hard to keep your money flowing, actually, on this one.
Okay.
And I've been literally doing a lot of just, like, finding stuff. I haven't, like, I've done all, like, the side missions I could possibly do right now. I found basically all the fragments of animus fragments I can until I go to another place, which just got unlocked at 1 a.m. this morning. So...
the one staple of Assassin's Creed is to find all the little stuff they have hidden around.
Well, I like it that they at least reward you. Like, I have only done one of the Desmond journey things, because when I did the first one, I kept on falling off. And it really, really annoyed me to death. Well, it's just like Portal. It's basically just like Portal.
Alright.
So, it's fun, but it's really, really annoying. And I beat that. I found the 2 emblems that you can have for multiplayer on it, which I won't play multiplayer, but yeah. And then I'm like, I'll just go back and play those later after I beat the game. So.
All right then. So 7.5, folks.
7.58. So about like a
definitely a lower score out of its predecessors.
Yeah,
I don't know
how highly touted Brotherhood was last year.
I don't know. Do you think the guys at
Ubisoft I thought Brotherhood had about 8.25 or 8.5.
I've seen.
It's not as good as Brotherhood.
No.
Okay.
So I don't know. The guys at Ubisoft are a little tired and might be stretching themselves just to finish the story arc.
Well, I was going to say that was going to be my main question. Was, do you think that this game suffered because of taking it to that every year development?
Well, even shorter than that. I mean, 6 months.
I will say yes and no.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you really wanted to know what happens to NCO, but the thing is, you really wanted to know what happened to Lucy. And you can't just randomly get rid of NCO and then have Desmond in a coma with Lucy dead.
No, for how they did it.
The leader of that.
Well, yeah, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if they would have taken 6 more months you know,
almost a full year, yeah.
Do an 18-month cycle. Do you? I mean, just a little more time to polish, a little more time maybe to add a couple things here and there. It's not, do you think it would have been a better game for it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if too much time would have added on to what they wanted to do.
I will be happy that it is the end of NCO.
I really think if they had more time, they could have figured out maybe we can start 3, have this to be the beginning, and then lead it to somewhere else. They could have possibly cut out the Desmond has a coma, or they could have just shortened it down and then got into him doing something else, or even introducing a new family member. Because, like you said with the cookie cutter thing, this whole series is set up for that idea of everything can be done in a different place. And how many of us haven't wanted to see in multiple different places?
Stefan, technically speaking, though, the girl that you find, Sophia or whatever, you actually find out that she was the one, and you'll find this out later, but she's the one who actually married NCO and actually had a child with him.
Okay, so, yeah.
So, and that is how his heir keeps on going.
Yeah, so that was Ezio's
basically. But I'm not there yet, but I read ahead in the strategy guide, and that's what they actually say.
Brotherhood that you were chasing around?
What?
No,
there's another Sophia.
There's another Sophia. The Sophia that you meet.
I think that was also Maria, by the way, in Brotherhood, not Sophia.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that person actually died because apparently they said in the strategy guide that she died from like a heart attack or a stroke.
In her history, she dies of pneumonia or a heart attack.
Okay.
In her later life. I love that game for all the history. I'm just sad at how they did it this time.
Yeah, true. So
7-5.
Kind of a surprising score on that one. I was expecting a little bit better for.
Hopefully they get a
4th entry into the series.
Hopefully they get a break. They reconstitute their ideas and figure out what people didn't like in this one and what they can do with the next one, and hopefully they make something a little bit more rounded out.
We're looking more for a steampunk era.
I'd hope.
I love. Don't get me wrong, I love medieval, I love Renaissance, but we're looking more in the steampunk era. It's getting a little bit too dull, a little bit too annoying.
If they go full steampunk, London's the place.
Yeah.
I'd so go there for that.
Some are more industrial.
Yeah. I'd really hope that next time around, they get more historical figures. Apparently in this one, they really didn't have any.
Okay.
Like how you hooked up with Leonardo last time.
Yep.
I mean, even
there's
London.
Sophia took Leonardo's place,
or Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could do it.
Secret history members that were actually that they considered to be assassins. John Wilkes Booth, apparently.
Yep.
So there's still ideas. The well's not dry.
Oh no, I'm not saying that, but okay.
Okay. Well,
that all?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. So
what do we got next?
2 down. 2 to go. We're going to take a quick couple seconds here to reset. And when we come back, it will be Saints the Third and the game that will remain unsaid. So, give us a couple seconds. We will be right back.
Dragons.
Hush.
Dragons.